Welcome back, everyone, to another Nubs Long Play. We're going to be jumping way ahead into the future for this one. Obviously, if you're following along in the episodes that I'm releasing as they're being released based on the order that I got consoles, this is definitely not one that I got this early in the timeline. This is a PlayStation 4 game, of course, and this is one of my favorite games, not only of the PlayStation 4, but now of all time, Bloodborne. I've probably talked about it to my friends many times, and they've kind of scratched their heads and gone, "Nah, the game's too hard. I don't understand why I love it so much." That's why we're taking a look at it. I want to explain to my friends why this game is one of the best games ever made. And part of that is going to be because of what I would describe as implicit storytelling. Implicit meaning that they don't necessarily hold your hand and give you every story beat as you're playing the game. You have to figure it out yourself. We'll see that as we play through the game. I almost feel bad talking over the music in this game because it is fantastic, and the few instances that you actually get to hear it, including what we're hearing right now. Also, I'm stalling a little bit for time because there's an excellent intro video that plays as soon as this clip of music wraps up, and I want to make sure that we get to see that before I actually start playing the game here today. But the storytelling in this game, you have to pick up from clues in the environment, items that you acquire, and also just your own observations as you play through the game, because it's fantastic storytelling. I will go into more detail after we see the intro video here play, whenever it does queue up. It's going to be a couple seconds here. But yeah, let's see if it starts playing. Come on. Cue. Maybe it takes longer than I thought it did. There it goes. What a lovely village. Boy, I wish I lived there. Okay, maybe I don't wish I lived there. Oh boy. Badass. Spooky. I don't think I have enough candles in this hall. Don't touch it. Rawr. Alright, so that is a tease of what's to come in the game that we're about to play. So I'm going to play it online. What that does mean is there's going to be the opportunity for players to invade our game. It's kind of a From Software staple, but let's go ahead and get started. Whatever. If I have to play an offline, I have to play offline. We're going to do a new game and a little intro video.
Yeah. Paleblood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yharnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yharnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
Alright, so let's go ahead and set up our character. Every time I've played this game, for some reason, I've always picked male, and it's funny because when I play From Software games, typically I play as a female character, but for some reason this game I always wanted to be a guy. We're going to change that up, though, this time. This time, we're going to be female. Age... We're going to be young. I'm going to play a young character this time. Now, this is one of the first great examples, other than the intro that we just saw there, of the implicit storytelling of the game. So you came to this village, and they tell you that what the guy tells you in the intro there is you're seeking something called Paleblood. The reason why you're seeking something called Paleblood is because of your origin, which is supposed to be a setup for your character class. But as you can see by the names, it also tells you why potentially you came to the village in the first place. Maybe you were the lone survivor of, a village that was ravaged by something. You had a troubled childhood, a violent past. Maybe you were beaten savagely. Military veterans who may have been injured from being in battle all the time. Maybe you face some difficulties, or in the case of the class that sets you up at the lowest possible level, a waste of skin. Ultimately, doesn't really matter which one you pick because these stats can be modified to suit your taste. I would say just for this playthrough, we're going to go as Lone Survivor, because it starts with higher vitality, which is going to be very important. The way I'm going to play through the game is I'm just going to play through the game like, straight through each area, no spending time leveling. If I do level, I'll be leveling off screen, and I'll probably explain the method with which I do it at a later time. It's going to involve the name of a very, unfortunately, character spelled out name for a dungeon. If you're familiar with this game, you already know which one I'm talking about, but I'll talk about that at a later time. We're going to go with Lone Survivor as my start. Appearance, who cares? Really does not matter. The voice, I'll do a young voice. Build. Let's go with a burly upper body. Arrgh. She skips leg day. Scale adjustment, who cares? It doesn't matter. Can I do a random for any of these? They don't let you do random. None of this really matters because you're not going to see the character's face much after you start picking up equipment. Yep, sure. That looks good. Okay. So let's back up and go ahead and finish. Get a little more story. So this was your quote-unquote contract that you're signing. The contract is actually something far more devious than what they're showing you in the game here. Okay, go ahead and finish. Oh, I gotta give it a name. Well, I think this one's gonna be fairly obvious. Oh, wait, how do I do caps? I thought it was R2. L2, there it is. Sorry, every system has their own unique way of giving capital letters for your names. But we'll do the old standard victory nub. There we go, finalized contract. I'm sure this won't be a terrible mistake. remember there being a loading screen before this part, but all right, whatever.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
You know, transfusions usually involve people being told that whatever happens is usually a bad dream. All right. Guy's gone. No one here. Oh, shit. It's all a bad dream. It's all a bad dream. It's all a bad dream.
You found yourself a hunter.
It's about this time you wake up going, what the hell did I sign? All right, let's get moving. Door doesn't open from this side. Interesting. So you wake up ostensibly in the clinic that you were first in the intro there, where the guy was asking you to sign a contract. Very important to note that you don't just get blood from this clinic without any questions. You have to sign a contract in order to do so. And that's kind of the binding portion of the gameplay as it plays out here, is that you signed a contract and you have to fulfill that contract if you want to escape. There's a note here you have to read. Handwritten scroll. Seek Paleblood to transcend the hunt. Now that has meaning that we don't quite understand just yet. But we came here ostensibly looking for Paleblood, so now it's telling us that we have to seek Paleblood to transcend the hunt. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get out of here. By the way, if it isn't obvious by the playtime for this particular episode, these are probably going to run longer than the standard episode simply because the size of the areas that we're going to be going through in each episode is going to be fairly long, and I can't guarantee that we'll necessarily get everything wrapped up within an hour in each episode. So I think what we'll do is we'll run until we get to the very first boss that we encounter in each area. In some cases, it'll be the only boss we encounter in each area, but that may be longer than 1 hour. We'll just let the flow of the gameplay dictate. And we're taking our time, looking around. See these weird piles of goo and ash on the ground. Attack, right hand. Oh, look at that. I can attack with my right hand. What does this one say? Lock on, release target. So the character now has a very strong chop with her right hand. She may have already had it, you know, if she had a military background, but who knows. Another room full of tables for blood transfusion, ostensibly. And, uh-oh. I see trouble. He's gnawing on a corpse, too. And he's in between us and the path we want to take, so we're going to have to face him. Yeah! Bad wolf. Oh, owie. Oh, shoot. Ouch. jam my fist right up his butthole. And he's dead. And from him, we got some blood vials. Interesting. So, I kind of broke sequence there. What you're supposed to do when you fight this fight, since you have just your bare hands, fighting against a giant clawed beast, is you're supposed to lose on purpose. But there's nothing stopping you from beating the character if you know what you're doing. And in the case of me, well, I know what I was doing. So, interesting. He was gnawing on someone who looks very hairy and with a lot of long limbs. Those arms do not look like standard limbs. It looks like someone stitched something extra together. And this gentleman here also has some pretty wild hair. One of the important things to note about the intro video that they kind of show you but kind of don't is that, and you can see that with some of these other characters, the guy that was giving you the transfusion had bandages over both of his eyes. That's very important to remember. Another blood vial. I don't think the game has the option to look at the blood vials in your inventory. Sure doesn't. That's fine. Let's get moving. Ooh, spooky. We've arrived in Yharnam. See a fenced area that we can't go into. Quicksilver bullets. I don't know if we can see that either, can we? No. I guess we'll have to go into the inventory when we get to our hub area. But first, let's go ahead into Central Yharnam. Sorry to clear my throat there. Very big Victorian-style village. A lot of very religious iconography kind of laid out, especially in the design of the buildings. More blood vials. Everyone in this town is just littered with blood vials. And apparently, dead bodies. Coffins. And curiously, this one has chains and padlocks on it, which you wouldn't normally see with a coffin. The body is dead, why do you need to lock it in? Coffin with a dead, rotting horse body on it. Corpse, if you will. Another fence. And a gentleman with a torch. Oh! He does not look friendly. Ouch!
Away! Away!
So he may beat me.
Away! Away!
He's telling me to run away, but he started the attack. You jerk. Come on. I got you. If I gotta karate chop you to death, I will.
Away! Away!
He's calling me a cursed beast. Now, in case I wasn't clear looking at him, he also seems to have these elongated limbs, and you look at the one arm, it's got some hair growing out of it. Oh, no! He killed me. Well, that was it. Game over. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time. I'm alive. And in a completely different area. Bizarre looking doll sitting on a ledge here. Graves with little monsters poking out. It says Yharnam headstone. Awaken at the selected location in Yharnam. So we can go back to the sick room we were in before. And a bath. Trade in blood echoes with messengers to buy and sell items. Unfortunately, we don't have any blood echoes because I died. It's part of the process of playing through this game or any of the From Software games is you're going to die. That's just course of playing through those games. And some creatures holding a couple of weapons. Except gift for messengers. The messengers offer you a trick weapon. Choose one. Trick weapons are wielded with the right hand and employed in beast hunting. So they give you a choice of 3 weapons. The difference between them is mainly the speed of the attack and the amount of damage that they do. Threaded cane is going to be the fastest of the weapons that you use, but it's also going to do the least damage. The Hunter's Axe is the slowest swinging of the weapons, but it does the most damage when it hits. And the Saw Cleaver falls somewhere kind of in between those two. And I think that's the one we're going to go with for this playthrough. Saw Cleaver. Unfortunately, you do have to equip those weapons. They don't just give them to you right off. One of the trick weapons of the workshop commonly used in the hunting business. This saw, effective at drawing the blood of beasts, transforms into a long cleaver that makes use of centrifugal force. The saw, with its set of bloodletting teeth, has become a symbol of the hunt, and only grows in effectiveness the more grotesquely transformed the beast. That's pretty gruesome. But we're going to go ahead and slap that bad boy on. And then another group of little buddies holding guns. The messengers offer you a firearm. Choose one. Firearms are wielded with the left hand and employed in beast hunting. They give you another pair of weapons that you can choose from. The Hunter Pistol and the Hunter Blunderbuss. For this particular playthrough, we're going to go with the Hunter Pistol. The difference is the Blunderbuss does less damage, but it has a wider spread, and it shoots, I think, a little bit slower. And the Hunter Pistol only shoots the single bullet, but it does do more damage, and I believe it does shoot a little bit faster. So we're going to go with that one. And we got to equip that as well. We do it in this hand. There we go. Alright, all kitted out and ready to go. And then there's another one right here. Accept gift. A notebook received from the messengers. Leave messages with these loyal servants to share them with hunters and other worlds. Notebook. The notebook basically just acts as a means of leaving messages for other players of the game so that they can see what you've got to say. The door is closed, so we can't go in. So we've got everything that we need to go back into the sick room. An interesting, eerie place. That's your hub for the game. Whenever you die or need to sell some equipment or upgrade your weapons or whatever, you go back to that hub world and do all the transactions there. And then go back to where you were before. Yosefka's Clinic. Don't know if we checked this door before. I think that passage was closed, but we're going to go up here and talk.
Are you out on the hunt? Then I'm very sorry, but I cannot open this door. I am Yosefka. The patients here in my clinic must not be exposed to infection. I know that you hunt for us, for our town, but I'm sorry. Please. This is all that I can do. Now, go. And good hunting.
Interesting. I came here to get treated, and now I'm being turned away. You can see I've been trying to pan the camera around a little bit so you can see there is someone actually on the other side of the door here. You can see her a little more there through the window on the top right corner. It's all right. But she also gave us an item. Let's take a quick look at that. See what it says. Blood vial acquired from Yosefka's clinic. This refined blood, highly invigorating, restores a larger amount of HP. The product of a slow and careful refinement process, this rare blood vial appears to be a clinic original. So, she gave us some blood to use. We also had blood vials in the top left there. You can see I have 9 of them. We hadn't actually used them yet because I was trying to get killed before we went out on our own. The wolf that appears here is gone. He's not coming back, thankfully. Don't have to worry about that. Well, let's get moving. I'm going to go find out what's going on in this town since I can't seem to leave. There's this guy again. I'll get you. They still call me a beast. Do I look like a beast to you, sir? A gentleman sleeping on the street. He had a big meat cleaver as well. All these guys trying to attack me. Molotov cocktail. Body with some more blood. A lot of blood laying around this town. Yoink. Ladder down. Let's go up. Creepy sound. And on the way up the stairs, I think I heard the faint sound of someone coughing. There's that sound again. This lamp now transports you back to the hunter's dream. Upon death, you will awaken at this lamp. So this is just a way to go back to what they are referring to as the hunter's dream. And we see a window with the light on. Let's go talk to whoever's there.
Oh, you must be a hunter. And not one from around here either. I'm Gilbert, a fellow outsider. You must have had a fine time of it. Yharnam has a special way of treating guests. Well, I don't think I could stand if I wanted to, but I'm willing to help if there's anything that can be done. This town is cursed. Whatever your reasons might be, you should plan a swift exit. Whatever can be gained from this place, it will do more harm than good.
10 steps ahead of you, buddy. I do not want to be here.
Paleblood, you say? Never heard of it. But if it's blood you're interested in, you should try the Healing Church. The church controls all knowledge on blood ministration and all varieties of blood. Across the valley to the east of Yharnam lies the town of the Healing Church, known as the Cathedral Ward. And deep within Cathedral Ward is the old Grand Cathedral, the birthplace of the Healing Church's special blood, or so they say. Yharnamites don't share much with outsiders. Normally they wouldn't let you near the place, but the hunt is on tonight. This might be your chance.
So we asked him about Paleblood because we're still trying to find it, since we know 2 things. 1, we heard that it might heal whatever our affliction is. And 2, that it is, as the note said in the clinic, the way to transcend the hunt, which apparently is occurring tonight.
Across the valley to the east of Yharnam, you'll find the Cathedral Ward. Deep within lies the old main cathedral, said to be the source of blood. I haven't heard of Paleblood, but that's your best bet if it's anything to do with unique types of blood.
Alright, so we'll leave him to whatever he's suffering from. What they're laying out there is that a lot of people from outside of the town of Yharnam come here because they heard that there was a special type of blood that would heal them. And as we'll discover later and later in the game, that may or may not be the case. More coffins that are padlocked. Pebbles. That appears to be the hunt going on down there. Uh-oh. Someone's trying to be sneaky on me. But he wasn't sneaky enough. Excuse me, sir. I'm looking for Paleblood. Paleblood, do you know where it is? Wow, I've never been able to get this close and have him just stand there. Sorry, I'm listening to what they're saying. Something about a village and a curse. And, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and kill him. Here's a perfect example of one of the problems that's currently afflicting the people. Look at this guy's face. Covered in hair, his limbs are all hairy as well and elongated just like all the others. And he's dead. So I look down below. I think all the villagers have passed on. They're walking towards something that we can't see just yet. I'll leave them to it. They may or may not come back this way. We want to go open a passage down here. And you can see one of the beasts, in quoties, that they're roasting alive. Good lord. Let's go ahead and open the passage back to the sick room. Probably won't have tons of use for this, but we want to go ahead and open it anyway while we have a chance. We got a big boy back here. Owie! Very big boy. Oh, ouch! How do we... There we go. Sorry, I've had a while since I've played, so I forgot how to heal myself. Ooh. Oh, crap. Not making a great example of how you play this game. I forgot how to use the gun. I forgot to hit the attack button, killing him. It's going to be a little rough. It's been a couple of months since I played this game last, but we'll get the hang of it again. We'll skip some of the mood setting and get back to him. Oh. Just go back down the ladder. Trying to be all fancy instead of just playing like a human being. Ah! There's our lost blood echoes. I would love an explanation for what exactly blood echoes are supposed to be. Oh, he got me again. Come on, guy. Got him. Right in the tummy. And got him again. Oh. No. Oh, come on. I'm playing sloppy. I'm shooting him, but I'm not shooting him quite fast enough. This is part of the fun of the game, is you come up against enemies that are tougher than you are, and you just gotta struggle to get good, as they like to say. I'll get him. I'm gonna get him. You're not keeping my blood. I earned that blood. Hey, guy. Oh! Right in his tummy. There we go. Got my blood back. That went far smoother than last time. Also, one of the cool things about the weapons in this game is they all have 2 different stages. Which, one of them is, you see the weapon like this, but also you can see it like this. This adds more range, but it's a little bit slower of an attack, so I tend to use this form more. So, back to where we were before. Following the villagers out on the hunt. Oh, one of them saw me. Didn't end so well for him. Excuse me, sir. Looking for Paleblood? Have you seen any? No? Okay.
Lads, you've come on. You'd open the door on a night of a hunt. Away with you. Now.
Alright. Guess he's not willing to talk. The way you can tell if there's someone you can talk to, they usually have a lamp outside of their house that's lit. Uh-oh. I guess they are back from their hunt. Ouch! Hello, sir. Have you seen Paleblood? No? Big swing! It's a really bad way to use your pitchfork, by the way. Some more bullets. So the way guns work in this game is interesting because unlike what you would normally think about a gun, the bullet doesn't somehow penetrate and do a ton of damage to enemies. It usually does almost no damage. The value of the gun is if you hit an enemy in the middle of an attack, it'll kind of stun them, and in that stunned state you can walk forward and do your, what they call, visceral attack, where basically you just jam your hand inside their body and yank out whatever you grab. Another lit door. Let's see what they have to say.
Are you that outsider? Well, sorry, but I don't want anything to do with you. Trot along, will ya?
Yep, I was that outsider. That was me. The one and only. Another burning body there. Got a little sneak hiding on the steps here. He just said won't last long as he was dying, and that's correct. He did not last long. Nothing there. A passage up here, and a guy hiding in wait. Hey, what up? Almost. Bloodstone Shard. Interesting. Let's take a look at that one and see what that is. Come on. There we go. A solid shard that forms in cold blood. After death, a substance in the blood hardens, and that which does not crystallize is called a bloodstone. At the workshop, these bloodstones are embedded in weapons to fortify them. So the blood in this village apparently has a substance inside of it that becomes crystallized, and you're embedding them in your weapons to make the weapons stronger. There's something going on with the blood in this village. I'm fairly certain of it. Whoa! Nice try, buddy. Called me a fell beast. The only fell beast here is you, guy. Just Just came here looking for Paleblood, and you guys wouldn't give it to me. Oh my god. And this is what the villagers were all kind of headed towards. A big burning... It looks like a werewolf. Excuse me, sir. You seen Paleblood? I'll take that as a no. Sorry, I think my phone just went off. I have a bad habit of leaving that thing audible. Alright, well, it shouldn't happen again. Let's go ahead and grab whatever that is, if I can reach it. Sure can. Here's something playing down the street there. Some monster banging on a door. I think the villagers saw me. I win. Get some more blood. Hey guys, any of y'all see Paleblood? Paleblood. I'm looking for Paleblood. Ah! I saw that bullet. That was wild. I let you see it coming. Hey, what's going on? You wanna come have a chat? Just looking for Paleblood. Whoa, whoa! I'm stuck in the wall! So one of the things that I hadn't mentioned yet, and if you've never played this game before, may be a little confusing, is when I get hit by enemies, I take damage, but the damage doesn't go away immediately. What happens is the game kind of gives me, say 4 or 5 seconds there, maybe not even that long, to recover my health. In a system they call regain, where basically if I attack the enemy quickly enough, they will let me recover a little bit of my health. I have a theory on what's happening there, and I don't know if this is supported by anything described by any of the developers or any of the actual lore in the game, but what I think is happening is when you get attacked, you suffer a cut or a wound of some kind, and that wound is open. And if you hadn't noticed already by the violent nature of this video game, there's a lot of blood flying around whenever you attack an enemy. I think what's happening is some of their blood is splashing on that wound, and you're recovering your health as a result of contact with their blood. Because everything in this game is blood related. Hello, beast! You are the ugliest dog I've ever seen in my life. Ha ha. I am not wanted here, is what this guy said. I suppose if someone just showed up from a foreign town and started killing everyone in the streets, yeah, probably wouldn't be wanted. That jerk was shooting at me. Oh, still is. Something's on the other side of this door, and it is upset. Another horse corpse. No, you don't. Cold blood dew. Owie! I'll get him. Get out of here, jerk. Let's get some more bullets. I think once we hit the max, we'll have some back in the village, or not the village, the hunter's dream that we'll be able to take a look at. No more doors here that we can look at. Gruesome sight. Another Bloodstone Shard. More blood vials. here's a lit door.
I don't reckon you're from round here. Well, stuck outside on a night of the hunt. Oh, you poor, poor thing.
You don't have to be a jerk about it. Just looking for some pale blood. So there's a passage here we will hit in a couple seconds, but we want to go back down here and check out this cool looking fountain. Sure that's meant to be water that they're catching. Or possibly something else. Okay! That is the most gruesome sounding bird I've ever heard in my life. Oil urn. I imagine that, in combination with some Molotov cocktails, would do quite a number on an enemy. So let's go see what was banging on the door over here. He's a big boy. See if we can sneak up on him. Nope, he's gonna see me. Hey, big boy. You need to settle down a little bit. Thank you. That's alright. Cry it out. Have yourself a big cry, buddy. You earned it. You're a big tough guy. I still believe in you. Alright, let him go. See, that's how I like to have these encounters with the big bad guys go. I don't want to have to hit them or trade blows. I just want one shot to the gut. Maybe a swing or two afterwards to finish them off. I don't want to have to try to gut it out and go hit for hit. I want them down fast. See the item that we left earlier? There's a way to run in this game. I tend to just walk everywhere. Oh, we didn't look at the cold blood dew. Take a quick look at that. Droplet of cold blood containing blood echoes. Used to gain blood echoes. Hunters sustained by the dream gain strength from blood echoes. They imbibe the blood with thoughts of reverence, indeed gratitude for their victims. That's unsettling. I don't think we looked at the pebbles. Not really a ton of things to consider there. Can be thrown at foes, quite thrilling. Kind of poking fun at you. But an interesting detail to note here, that pebble has the shape of what looks an awful lot like an eyeball. Just some food for thought. By the way, some of the insights that I'll offer while we're playing through the game, I will fully own up to the fact that maybe not every single thought I have on these games was original or discovered on my own. There were numerous people online that you can certainly look up and find more detailed explanations of what's happening in the game, more than I would be able to name here. So I won't sit here and pretend that everything I'm saying is something that dawned on me through my own experience. We'll try to stick to what I can point out from the details in the game, as opposed to trying to offer someone else's thoughts as my own. Hey guys, what's up? Those dogs are haggard looking. There he goes. Uh-oh. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Ouch! Yeah, see, I'm fairly certain what's happening here is, as you're taking damage from enemies, your wounds are open for a couple of seconds, and the blood splashing into them is helping you recover some of your life. Again, nothing that I know of in the game that actually proves this, I just think it makes sense. But the blood in this game is very much so powerful at healing that if it even touches your open wounds, it will start to heal you. Cool. I've got some extras now. for everything. We got blood and bullets. I think the well went dry. One thing I really wish they would have done a better job of explaining is what exactly are blood echoes? I mean, are they literally saying that somehow a character's mind or essence is hidden within the blood? Which would be an interesting thought, but I don't know if it's supported by anything lore-wise in the game. Nothing here. See a couple more of those what look like werewolf creatures. A set of stairs here. I'll leave those bad boys for later. There's some more searching to do up here. Bloodstone shards. And a passage down, which we won't worry about right now. We're just going to leave it. Another bloodstone shard. Plenty of bloodstone shards in this game. You never have to worry about the ability to upgrade your equipment. They give you tons of it. And more pebbles if you want to annoy people. Alright, so let's go fight some baddies. This could go great, this could go poorly. One way to find out. Hey, guy. Come on, crab walk over here. Oh, you want some too? Come on, kid, you got nothing. Up, out. Alright, one down. Got you through the fence, and now you're dead. I'll take that blood. I'll take that blood. Always love extra blood. So, interesting to observe here. All these bizarre statues on the bridge. Which, by the way, why would you build so many statues all together like this on a bridge? But you'll note that in pretty much every case here, with a couple of exceptions, the eyes are covered again. Always covering the eyes. Nice try, buddy. I'll take your blood. I see a couple of people hiding up here. How's it going, friend? So you know the snake right here? More cold blood do. You can always hear people whispering in these areas. Hey, what's up, guy? Oh, look, it's a guy in a wheelchair. Maybe it's the guy I was seeing at the intro. Excuse me, sir. Do you know where Paleblood is? Oh, man, what happened to this guy? Do you know what happened to this guy, sir? Sir? I gotta give him a chance to shoot me in the gut. He had a gun. He was gonna shoot me. I do not endorse the violence against people in wheelchairs. That's wrong. Don't do that. When the hunt began, the healing church left us, blocking the great bridge to Cathedral Ward as old Yharnam burned to the ground that moonlit night. So what they're establishing is the healing church, who was issuing out the blood that people have been using to heal their ailments and wounds, decided to close off the entrance to their headquarters, as it were, up in Cathedral Ward, and left Old Yharnam to burn during the hunt. We're not in Old Yharnam yet. We'll see that probably in another episode in the future. Let's go ahead and get moving. What we wanted to do was open this. And I think you can open this, right? Maybe? Nope, can't open this one. Not yet. We'll get there. I heard you. You're trying to be sneaky, guy. You shouldn't drag your axe on the ground. Or bloodstones. Always bloodstones. Alright, let's go up here, and we're back to old Gilbert. See how he's holding up?
Across the valley to the east of Deep.
Okay, so he's just telling us about where to go for blood some more. Thanks for the help, old friend. We're going to keep right on moving. I'm worried for you, though, bud. You take care of yourself, Gilbert. You don't sound well. I'm worried about you. I only want what's best for my buddy Gilbert. Hey, you know where Paleblood is? No? Okay. Yeah, I tried. I tried talking to him, and then he tried to hit me with a brick. What a jerk. I keep hitting the wrong button for healing. It's gonna get me in trouble. Excuse me, do you know where Paleblood is? No? Okay. Ow! I'm just looking for Paleblood, man. So I don't want to go in there just yet. We want to open a door up the stairs here. Right here. This would be the door on the other side of the room we were just in a second ago. And now we have a nice little shortcut to go through. That'll guide us on our way. By the way, and this may not stick out immediately if you're just kind of following the story or the action going on, but the character has now been just completely drenched in blood. Which is a nice visual detail they added to the game, is that as you play, you get more and more covered in blood. All over the face, all over the clothing. And if I were to change some of my clothing right now, physical decals on the body would appear to show where the blood is being removed. So I can't use that yet. Not yet. We'll get a chance. More cold blood do. Some of these haggard-looking dogs. And when I say haggard, I mean it. You can see ribs sticking out of these poor dogs. Oh! They're out! They're free! Bad dogs. Excuse me, do you know where Paleblood is? No? Oof, they got some serious mange going on. Look at those bare spots on the skin. Alright, I'll put you out of your misery too. It's for your own good, pup. You've had a tough life, and I don't want to make you suffer. Anything in there? No. Nothing there. A pup. A pup! A dead pup. Oh. More cold blood, do.
You're a hunter, aren't you? Then, well, do you know of any safe places?
Fortunately, I do not. I'm trying to find one myself.
I've heard I have. Shutting up indoors isn't always enough. Well, if you hunters got off your asses, you wouldn't be in this mess. You're obligated to help me, you hear? So what'll it be? Are you going to tell me you're not?
I don't have any answers for you, so no.
I should have known. You're good for nothing. No respect for the elderly is what that is. That lot of good you outsiders do. Go on, admit it. You think we're all mad, don't you? Well, go and stop it. I know all your tricks.
Now, interesting two bits of detail there. Number one, she has conflated me with the hunters, quoties, that are out on the night of the hunt. I at no point agreed to be a hunter. I'm just someone trying to find Paleblood. And two, she noted that I was an outsider. So now not only am I a hunter, but I'm an outsider at the same time. And one who likes to smash her barrels outside. But that's what she gets for being a jerk to me. Alright, continuing on. We actually... Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back. We actually skipped something very important that we didn't have to do right away, but we'll go ahead and do since it'll help me in the play of this game. Make sure everything comes out nice and smooth. We gotta go... Oh, wrong way. We gotta go have a conversation with some gentlemen on a bridge that we skipped earlier. Thought he was getting up. Oi! You're not from around here! This is where we were just at a second ago. And this is the bridge. And we didn't actually finish our business on the bridge. But we knew that there was a big boy with a brick. These guys all love hitting people with bricks. What do you mean, these people? Excuse me, sir, do you know where Paleblood is? Okay, I guess not. Ow! I'm trying to be nice. How about you, birds? You know where the Paleblood is? No? Alright, guess not. They have Antidote. Interesting. Let's take a quick look at the Antidote and see what that has to say. Medicinal pellets that counteract poison. Small medicinal tablets that counteract poison, used to treat ashen blood, the baffling sickness that ravaged old Yharnam long ago. These tablets only provide short-term relief. The ashen blood ailment eventually triggered the spread of the beastly scourge. So old Yharnam suffered from a scourge of some kind that spread beasts. Let's go ahead and yank some blood vials out of his pocket there. Poor big boy. Yet again, you see bandages kind of covering his eyes there. Not fully, he can still see with one of his eyes at least. We see the end of the bridge. This is ostensibly where the Healing Church closed up the bridge leading into the Cathedral Ward, because you could see the big tower right there in the distance. So let's go ahead and head in and see if we can't force that door open. Oh, shit. Ah, come on. Ouch! And a finito. I salute you, cleric beast. As the blood rains down. That is blood raining from the sky. And if I wasn't covered in blood before, oh boy. So, a couple of very important things happened there that we should discuss. Number one, as I was approaching the ward, of course, I was attacked by an enormous beast, but not just any old beast. It was, as the name of the beast suggested, a cleric beast, which meant that at some point, that beast was human. And it was a member of the church, presumably the healing church. Second, at the start of the fight, and also when I finished the fight, I gained a point of what they call insight in this game, which is in the top right corner of the screen. Insight is one of the items that you use for summoning help in battles if you're not capable of completing a fight by yourself. You can actually summon someone in to kind of give you a helping hand. Search the body for bullets, which we didn't use. I don't even know if you can parry the big beasts. Never tried it. But let's go ahead and head back to the Hunter's Dream, because we finished off that beast, and I think it's time to duck back to the hub world and do a little more lore building. Since the last time we were here, it looks like someone has come to. This curious humanoid doll figure came to life.
Hello, good hunter. I am a doll, here in this dream to look after you. Honorable hunter, pursue the echoes of blood, and I will channel them into your strength. You will hunt beasts, and I will be here for you, to embolden your sickly spirit.
Who are you calling sickly?
Did you speak with Gehrman? He was a hunter long, long ago, but now serves only to advise them. He is obscure, unseen in the dreaming world. Still, he stays here, in this dream. Such is his purpose. Ah, the little ones, inhabitants of the dream.
Those things on the ground.
Find hunters like yourself, worship and serve them. Speak words they do not, but still, aren't they sweet?
You and I have different definitions of sweet, lady. They're horrifying. Okay, we already talked about that. So let me step out of the way.
Good hunter.
Step out of the way.
May you find your worth in the waking world.
I'll do the best I can. Consume insight and ring the beckoning bell to enlist the cooperation of hunters from other worlds. Silencing blank ends such forms of cooperation. So those are the items that you use to summon hunters from other games to come help you out if you need help. Consume insight and ring the old hunter bell to enlist cooperation of old hunters. Old hunter bell. That's just for the DLC, which we'll probably take a look at as well. I have no reason to not look at it. It is very difficult, so I won't be surprised if a couple of fights I'll have to repeat multiple times. And she said, let's go have a chat with Gehrman.
Aha. You must be the new hunter. Welcome to the Hunter's Dream. This will be your home for now. I am Gehrman, friend to you hunters. You're sure to be in a fine haze about now, but don't think too hard about all of this. Just go out and kill a few beasts. It's for your own good. You know, it's just what hunters do. You'll get used to it.
So, interesting note there. He couldn't even remember his own name. He struggled to pull that when he was introducing himself. How old is this guy?
This was once a safe haven for hunters. A workshop where hunters used blood to enhance their weapons and flesh. We don't have as many tools as we once did, but you're welcome to use whatever you find. Even the doll, should it please you.
So he's saying we could use the doll for personal purposes. Wow.
This was one a work.
Okay, so he's just repeating. I don't think we have what we need to actually upgrade the equipment, but let's take a quick look. We picked up the Sawhunter Badge from defeating the cleric beast. Let's see what that says. One of the badges crafted by the Healing Church, and the silver sword is a symbol of a church hunter. Ludwig was one of the first of many Healing Church hunters to come, many of whom were clerics. As it was, clerics transformed into the most hideous beasts. So again, the game is telling you very explicitly, the beasts that we are seeing on the streets used to be humans. And more importantly, that clerics, or members of the church, transformed into the worst of the beasts, including the one that we fought, the aptly named cleric beast. Oh, okay, so I don't need a tool. I thought I did have to have something. Actually, we won't do that because we're going to fortify it. We already have what we need to upgrade it at least one time. So let's go ahead and do that. We need more Bloodstone Shards to upgrade it a second time, but that's fine. We won't worry about that at this point. I don't think you have to repair it after you upgrade. You do not. Fine selection of blades up there, including ones that look very similar to the one I have with my weapon here. And a very sick-looking scythe on the wall back there. Incredible looking scythe on the wall back there. I'm sure we won't see that again in the future at any point. And then this is where the extra items go. And this is one I was trying to look at, but obviously you can only look at it when you get to the point in the game we're at now. Blood Vial. Special blood used in ministration. Restores HP. Once a patient has had their blood ministered, a unique but common treatment in Yharnam, successive infusions recall the first, and are all the more invigorating for it. No surprise that most Yharnamites are heavy users of blood. So basically, the first treatment that we received of the special blood that Yharnam is known for allows you to get more benefit from future infusions of blood, including these vials that we're obviously using to recover our health. So it's a kind of a feedback loop, but in the case of, most addictive drugs, in this case it sounds like it's even more appealing each time that you use this blood. Quicksilver bullets. Special bullets used with hunter firearms. Ordinary bullets have no effect on beasts, and so quicksilver bullets fused with the wielder's own blood must be employed. The strength of quicksilver bullets depends greatly upon the wielder's blood tinge. So we would use bullets to kill enemies if, guns exist in this world, but they don't seem to do anything to beasts. So we have to use special weapons where the bullets are combined with a mixture of our own blood, which is something that the game has not really intimated at this point, but we will demonstrate that in a little bit. And I don't think there was anything else here that we want to look at. Maybe this one. Mature blood cocktail. This is a pungent blood cocktail that releases a pungent odor when thrown that attracts bloodthirsty beasts. A precious tool in sadly short supply. In Yharnam, they produce more blood than alcohol, as the former is the more intoxicating. So the use of blood in Yharnam has become so prevalent among the populace that it is produced in a higher quantity than alcohol, and because of the people's frequent use of blood, it is now more intoxicating to them. The appeal and possibly the effect of it is stronger on people than alcohol would ever be. I don't think there's any difference in the cold blood do, except for the image that they show you with each one. Yeah, so that's it. So they're starting to lay out the foundation for what exactly is going on here. Everyone in this town of Yharnam has become a user of blood, presumably from injections of the blood, but also possibly from imbibing it, drinking it. So nothing here that we really need. This is where you can buy items using the insight in the upper right hand corner. And I don't know if there's anything they're going to sell yet that we need. If you do run out of blood and you don't want to have to go back and farm for it, you can always buy it here, but the price does go up as you play through the game, so it's very important to keep that in mind. Some old equipment. We will want to do that at some point, but we're not going to worry about it right now. We're not going to be anywhere near that at this point in the game. Some equipment that we definitely want to get, because the starting gear that you have is not very effective at stopping damage. And in fact, none of the garb that you get in this game is terribly effective at stopping damage, but any equipment turns out to be better than the stuff you start with. So we're going to go ahead and buy up a full set of the Yharnam Hunter Garb. It's funny, we didn't come here initially to hunt beasts, but the game is kind of pushing us more and more in that direction as we play. And we're also going to spend a little bit of money on a hand lantern. Don't have to have it, but it is a useful item nonetheless. Now, one thing that we didn't do, and I don't think it matters which one you look at, they should all have the same messages. Look at the message from this equipment. Clothing worn upon awakening to the nightmare of blood and beasts. Not typical clothing for Yharnam, perhaps it is of foreign origin. It is said, after all, the traveler came to Yharnam from afar. Without memory, who will ever know? So they keep referring to us as though we are the only person to ever come to Yharnam. The traveler came to Yharnam from afar. Interesting. And let's take a quick look at the garb that we just picked up. Ludwig, the first hunter of the Healing Church, once recruited Yharnamites to serve as hunters. This hunter's attire was made for new recruits and has excellent straightforward defense, but not nearly enough to allow an ordinary man to stand any real chance against the beasts. An ordinary man. So what they're indicating right off the bat from just the initial blood transfusion that we received and the encounters that we've had trying to find our way to the Healing Church to access pale blood if they have it, is that I'm not an ordinary person. So we're going to go ahead and slap on the new garb. And we're going from not that to all that. Look at this. Look at that guy. Or gal in this case. Ooh, never noticed that before. We got a nice little ponytail sticking out the back. The gear in this game is very reminiscent of Brotherhood of the Wolf, which I believe was either a French or French-Canadian film that came out in the 90s, possibly early 2000s. I don't think they make any bones about the fact that they stole some of the design aesthetic for the equipment in this game directly from that movie. It's basically a one-for-one recreation of the clothing that they wore at the very beginning of that film. And throughout, I guess. Now let's go ahead and head right on back to where we were before and continue on. I think we'll try to get to the next big encounter before we call it a day. We could probably make it in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes. One of the things that we could have done during the cleric beast to help make things a little bit easier is use the Molotov cocktails, but I didn't need it. When you're as good as I am, you don't need that help. What are you talking about, kid? I don't know what this guy's doing. Come on. He's scared. He knows the cleric beast used to be behind that bridge. He doesn't want none of it. Birds don't know any better. They're stupid. Hey, what's up? By the way, there was one thing that we forgot to do. Not a huge deal. I'll worry about it later. We didn't actually level up, which we can use to upgrade our health, our stamina for more attacks, maybe increase your damage potential through strength. Not huge. Well, you can always do that later. Majority of the upgrades you get for damage potential in this game come through the upgrade of your weapons, which we did do. So, and whatever defensive capability we would have benefited from by upgrades would just be through the equipment that we're using. So we're alright. What we really want to do is find a shortcut to the next area and the boss that's within. We will go back and take a quick chat with our buddy Gilbert, who might have something new to say. That little jerk. He tapped me right on the top of the head with his torch. Hey, yo, Gil, how you doing in there, buddy?
Yes, I see. But the Great Bridge is the only way to the Cathedral Ward. And during the hunt, the bridge is closed. You could try the aqueduct. There's a rather, how shall I put it, colourful area south of the Great Bridge. From there, an aqueduct leads to the Cathedral Ward. Not a place you'd normally want to visit, but I don't imagine you have much of a choice, do you?
Fortunately, what he's talking about is going through the area where people would be throwing their personal waste.
An aqueduct leads from the town south of the main bridge to the Cathedral Ward. Not a place you'd not much of a choice.
Okay, anyway. It's just giving us a little further guidance about where we need to go. Help is help, whether they give it to you the way you would expect or not. We want to continue this way. This is kind of where we turned back from continuing on, because this will lead us directly to where he was talking about. Bad dog. Ow! Dog's so fired up and ready to attack me, he just attacked the wall. Ow! That's a bad dog. No biscuit for you. Top myself off. Game's always giving you more blood, so don't be afraid to use it if you need it. She's not going to say anything different. We have nowhere for her to go, so no point in even messing with her. Hello. Should have called it Barrelborne with all the barrels I'm smashing. So we can come back and do that stuff later, but there's someone we want to go talk to back here.
Oh, a hunter, are you? And an outsider? What a mess you've been caught up in. And tonight of all nights. Here, to welcome the new hunter.
Thank you.
Prepare yourself for the worst. There are no humans left. They're all flesh-hungry beasts now.
Okay.
Still lingering about. What's wrong? A hunter unnerved by a few beasts. No matter. Without fear in our hearts, we're little different from the beasts themselves.
Thank you for that.
What are you still doing here? Enough trembling in your boots. A hunter must hunt.
Again, they're telling you that you're a hunter. Which would lend itself to the notion that when you signed that contract, you agreed to become a hunter. Which is not something that I necessarily would have done if I had known. Let's see, which one do we want to get rid of? Let's get rid of that one. Switch you out with the new move. Shake off cape. Yeah. I got a bunch of stuff on my cape. Shake it loose. Shake it out. There we go. Add him over here. Cold blood dew. Always useful. See if we can do this without falling. Come on. I might have to step out on this pole here to get it. There we go. Alright, we got it. We got it. I don't know if this fall would be fatal or not. All the way to the bottom? Oh yeah, no, that would be fatal. But to there, probably not, if it's that lower platform, which we can get to, I think, by dropping. And in fact, I think we have to drop in order to get there, because there's no way back up to that window on the other end. So, let's get lined up. And have a chat with the gentleman down here. Excuse me, sir, have you seen Paleblood? I'm a bit thirsty. I'm looking for a little Paleblood. Excuse me, have you seen Paleblood? I'm guessing that's a no. You got blood on you, so I guess that'll have to do. Another guy with a gun there. They do love their guns. Not very good with them, though. He said, I am cursed. That guy's got hair growing out of every part of his body. I'm the one who's cursed. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Excuse me, sir. Have you seen Paleblood? He was probably looking for a certain selection of ale on the wall here. He was thirsty. Blood ale. And I believe this just leads me back up to where we were before. And there's a gentleman on the steps. Hey, what's up? He got a hit on me, but then when I did that, Visceral Attack, I got all my health back. So, well, most of it. Looks like I might have had just a hair. Just a hair of damage. So, we made our way to the aqueduct, full of human waste. And guess what, kids? We're going right on in there. Ew, I see bones inside that barrel. Excuse me, sir, I'm looking for Paleblood. Oh, he dodged it! You dirty jerk. Get down there. Ew, he's splashing around in the poo. Ooh. Get some more bullets from these boys. Fortunately, we do need to go down into that aqueduct, and he's still down there. Still trying to hit me, too. Oh, no, he's not! Oh, he got me! I guess he did go up the ladder. I didn't think they could. Interesting. He got the jump on me. Alright, well, let's go up the ladder. Give him the pain that he tried to dole out to me. Yeah, I see you, buddy. We're gonna have our face off. Payback. Dope up. Take the blood he dropped. Enemies don't drop a ton of items in this game, and when they do, it's usually blood. I see some birds over there. Let's go take them out. The blood decals in this game are insane. Look at that. Splattering on the ground like that. Our way around. Here's another bird poking at the wall, poking at something. Ooh. What were you holding on to, sir? Oil urns. They were hungry for a big bowl full of oil. Yum. Okay, so that is that. See an item down there that maybe we can reach. See if we can line it up right. Perfect. Grab. Another Bloodstone Shard, always useful. Funny, I think that was a shorter drop than down onto the beam, and yet I took damage from it. Don't think there's going to be anything we can do in here. We really should drop into it from above up there. But we can see rats. Rats there, rats here, just rats. Tough guy rats. You want to fight? Come here. Come here. Those are some ugly, ugly rats. Good lord. Huge rats, too. They were guarding something called Madman's Knowledge. Let's take a quick look at that. skull of a madman touched by the wisdom of the Great Ones. Used to gain insight. Making contact with eldritch wisdom is a blessing, for even if it drives one mad, it allows one to serve a grander purpose for posterity. So now we're delving into something completely different than people who keep turning into beasts. We're talking about a madman who was touched by wisdom of the Great Ones. And you can see his skull physically split open. And what looks like stars and Milky Ways and stuff coming out of there. And more importantly, the shape of what looks an awful lot like a slug coming out of his head. That white wispy thing in the image is very reminiscent of what looks like a slug. It's a very important discovery that they sneak into the game very early, strangely enough. Rats aren't following me just yet. They will. They'll get their tastes soon enough. I don't think there's anything in here. Nope, nothing. You're dead. I would imagine the smell down here is absolutely horrifying. Not just because of all the dead bodies and rancid blood, but also we're walking in people's bodily waste. Yum. We will go back down there in a second, but I believe there's a shortcut we can open here. I might be wrong. Another madman's knowledge. So a lot of people in this village seem to have come across something so profound that it literally exploded their minds. Whenever an enemy is turned and distracted like this, you can usually sneak up behind them and get a free hit in. And as the name implies from something called Visceral Attack, if I punched him in the back enough to stun him like that and then jam my fist inside, I probably ripped out his intestines. That's what visceral stands for, is viscera. You're ripping out their internal organs.
Wretched outsider. Trying to fool me to open this door. Heavens, the depths of depravity.
Alright, well, I tried. I just want a bit of your blood, ma'am. Now, in case you can't hear it, it's very faint, but there's this little tinkling sound playing. You can hear it. Let's go ahead and pop this. Just another shortcut. We need it. Hopefully we won't, but this is a gate back to the plaza with the fountain down there. But more importantly, let's go find the source of that tinkly sound.
Who are you? I don't know your voice, but I know that smell. Are you a hunter? Please go look for my mum. Daddy never came back from the hunt, and she went to find him, but now she's gone too. I'm all alone and scared.
She's implying that hunters, even though, yeah, technically I'm covered in what could be rancid blood and human waste and God knows what else, I have a particular smell. That hunters all have a particular smell. But she wants us to help go find her mother, so we'll do that.
Really? Oh, thank you. Mum wears a red jeweled brooch. It's so big and beautiful. You won't miss it. Oh, I mustn't forget. If you find my mum, give her this music box.
Okay.
It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs. And when Daddy forgets us, we play it for him so he remembers. Mum's so silly running off without it.
I'll do the best I can. Alright, so we got our passage open. Let's go ahead and back down the ladder. I want to know how she did that without losing grip, because the ladder's covered with knobs on the outside, so every time she did that, she bumped her hand off of the ladder, probably. The feet, obviously, you could just place them on the front edge of the ladder, but the sides? Nope, not believing that. She should have just fallen and broken one of her legs. I'm giving a C- for that one. Sorry, From. Do better. Look at that. Her hands are going right through them. So down in the human excrement and urine and other unspeakable fluids, pile of corpses, and an item. Let's go ahead and get this ready, because guess what? They're not dead. Give me that blood back, buddy. Anyone else? Probably should have asked if any of them had pale blood. They probably didn't. Dope up here. A little shot of the good stuff. Now, one of the things they're going to try to trick you with is there's birds up on those ledges that will come down. Hey, boys. That's one way to deal with them. It's a little pop in the back. Ow! If a bird that big tried to peck you, I'm pretty sure it's going through your body. You're not going to shake that one off. What's up, dog? Ow! Just looking for pale blood. You got any pale blood down here? No? Nothing? Just looking for pale blood, boys. He's trying to vomit on me. Is that pale blood? What is pale blood? Give me some pale blood, please. That was a laughing matter, but whatever. You do you, guy. Oh boy. So a couple more birds watching the proceedings down here. And all the way at the end there, something big. So the game gives you a couple of options for what to do here. You can actually try to fight him. You're not going to win. And that is, in fact, a giant pig. But if you do, he is almost certainly going to kill you in one shot. Or you can climb the ladder here. We're going to try. We're going to try. No! Owie! Ouch! I beat him! Woo! Looks like bacon's on the menu tonight. Catchphrase. Yeah, we're under the end of the sewers here and see what he was guarding. I think ultimately you do have to go up that ladder either way. I got a Sawhunter Badge. Let's take a quick look at that. Sawhunter Badge. Badge crafted long ago at the workshop. Attests to one's prowess as a hunter of beasts. The workshop is gone, and no group recognizes this meaningless badge except the messengers in the bath, who understand its profundity. Certain things can only be entrusted with a hunter in possession of this badge, or so they believe. Basically what this will do is this will allow us to buy the saw cleaver that I'm using now if for some reason you didn't pick it as your starter weapon. Not a huge deal. If you didn't want it, you probably didn't take it in the first place. If somehow you manage to get all the way to the end here and not kill the pig, and the pig charges, you're probably going in that opening there, and it is a bottomless pit. So you will not survive. Another ladder. I believe this will take us up above to another set of equipment. Or not. Maybe not. Oh, I forgot all about this. Good job, idiot. He lit that thing on fire, pushed it, and then managed to hit himself with it in the process. And took out all of his buddies at the end of the long pass here. So there are a whole bunch of villagers who stand down here, and he managed to hit all of them. You're right, this town is finished, guy. So this is the ladder that I was given to climb if I chose to before fighting that big pig. Big pig. And pop this. Absolutely drenched in blood. And now we're back to where we were in central Yharnam, that short little pass that leads us to the bridge where the cleric beast was standing. This is a nice little shortcut back to where we're going next. And I may actually go back to the Hunter's Dream and do a little bit of leveling before we actually start this fight. But let's do one thing first. There's a pair of big boys here. We want to take advantage of their lack of perception. Ram a fist right up inside that guy. think one of them drops Bloodstone Shards usually. Or just blood vials, either way. So we got an important encounter that's going to happen at the top of those steps, but before we do that, we're going to go and do something I had not done yet, which is level up a little. Let's head back down the stairs. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have to do that, do I? I have these without losing blood echoes. Yeah, alright, so. We hadn't actually looked at this yet. I'll look at it right now. Bold Hunter's Mark. Dangling upside-down rune etched in the mind of a hunter. The image upon this parchment allows one to envision the rune with clarity. Allows a hunter to awaken again without losing blood echoes, a trick that seems nearly too good to be true. So what you're looking at, that image there, if it wasn't spelled out explicitly, is what you would see if a human being was hung upside down by their feet. The two downward forked arms being human arms, and then the little point at the bottom there being the head of the person. But, oh yeah, let's go ahead and use it. Yes, please. Like that you push it to your head when you use it. That'll have some significance later. Okay. Turn to the Hunter's Dream. Kind of wish it took you actually to the Hunter's Dream instead of just back to the lamp that you were last at.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you desire?
I need some leveling. Use blood echoes to raise stats and level up.
Very well. Let the echoes become your strength. Let me stand close. Now shut your eyes.
Just take a quick peek through the menu there at what they're doing. You can see there's kind of like a special whirring going on between their hands. I don't know what that's supposed to represent. So we're going to go some there. I think a little bit of strength because that affects my weapon. Yep, looks like it does. And then maybe one there, two there, one there. Yep, that'll work. I got some good use of my ability. I want some health. Health is always useful. Endurance allows me to do more attacks before I run out of stamina. Stamina is always very useful. And then strength to boost my damage potential with each swing. Again, more damage potential is gained from upgrading your weapons and your stats, but it's good to do both in either case. She's not going to say anything new there. All right. Good leave.
Farewell, good hunter. May you find your worth in the waking world.
Note that she keeps saying that we're going to find our worth in the waking world, not in the world we're currently in. Well, like there was anything gained from that emblem other than the ability to buy these weapons here. Which, if I'm not mistaken, most of these you can find in the game. So you don't have to buy them unless you really want that extra weapon to add to your arsenal early on. And you can certainly do it. There's nothing stopping you. The great thing about these games, no matter how difficult they are perceived to be, you can always just level up if you need more experience points, or in this case, blood echoes. German is no longer inside the house. I don't think I have enough to level again. Yeah, I'm one short. That'd be a nice bonus, but not a big deal. Oh, let's repair the equipment while we're here. Gun should be fine. Little side passage here. So I think there is a theory online, not necessarily supported. Oh yeah, this thing. The stump appears to appears linked to the nightmare, but there are no messengers. So I think that just allows you to make the messages you have appear in the game show different things. There's a theory that's been floated out there, and I don't know if it's actually explicitly spelled out, that the reason why everyone thinks that hunters, in this particular case, including you, have a particular scent is because of all these flowers that are in the dream. And that your constant presence in the dream around these flowers is leaving their scent on your clothing, on your body. It's possible. There's nothing saying that that's not the case. Alright, so we are good to go. We're going to go to the lamp at Central Yharnam, not the Great Bridge, because this will give us a more direct route to where we need to go next. I think we'll do this next big encounter, and then we'll wrap it up for the day. Also, we have not been using items yet. We may go ahead and slap a couple of on here. And then one very important one that we want in the next fight. Tiny music box, which we had not used. Let's take a look at it real quick. Tiny music box. A small music box received from a young Yharnam girl. Plays a song shared by her mother and father. Inside the lid is a small scrap of paper, perhaps an old message. 2 names can be made out, however faintly. Viola and Gascoigne. Remember that. Oh, did I not put it on? I did not put it on. Where did you go? There we go. Also, I think we can just use this, can't we? Well, maybe not. I guess not. Alright, well, let's see. There we go. I don't think we have to have it equipped. Yeah, we don't. That's fine. Anything new, Gilbert? How you doing in there, bud? Nothing new. That's all right. I'm worried for you, buddy. Hope you're doing all right. Telling you, it's killing these guys. They're just not paying attention. He could have added the jump on me, but he was too busy staring at the wall. It's a shame. It really is. What's up, man? Ah, too early. Ouch! Ah, I got him. Yeah. Jam that in my leg. Get a little blood back. What's up? So the effect of my stat upgrades is already apparent because I did 294 damage jamming my hand into his tum-tum that time, and that was enough to finish him off in one hit. I don't think that was the case previously. Do a thing real quick. Step on it, roll. Send that back up in case we need it. So here we are back where we were before. We're on the bridge, only this time we're not going to have the advantage of him killing the villagers before we get to the bridge. Or are we? You trigger them? Uh-oh. Hey guys, you forgot something! There it is. Bye-bye! So unfortunately, the torchbearer and the big lummox at the end of the bridge here are not too careful about their comrades. And they just kind of kick it down the ladder, or down the steps, without paying attention to what's going on. Good news for us, because that means it's easier to clear them out. Soften them up a little bit. Take the blood, thank you. Alright. We got two guys clear here. Technically, we could just sneak by them and not have to face either one, but every chance to get more blood is a good chance to take. Especially when it's that easy. Ouch! Jerk. Let's go ahead and stab that in my leg, because I'll take the blood from him. Or a Bloodstone Shard. So if I need to, I can go back to the village and upgrade my, or the Hunter's Dream and upgrade my weapon again if this is a difficult fight. Too difficult to finish in one shot, but we're probably gonna do it. I have faith. Here we go.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
And yet again, you can see his eyes are covered. Oh! Oh, no! You jerk. Oh, I had him! Ah, jerk. Jerk, jerk, jerk. So, something we haven't done yet. Let's go ahead and do it. Gave him a taste of the music box, which he definitely recognized.
What's that smell? The sweet blood. Oh, it seems to me it's enough to make a man sick.
No, I had a chance. All right. Ah, he keeps getting me right when I stun him. Got him! Visso! And guess what? He ain't done yet. No! He's now a beast! Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Ah, I have him stunned, and I didn't take advantage! Uh-oh. Come on. Get some distance. Get some distance! He killed me. Fight was going good, but I couldn't get the distance I needed to heal. So let's give myself just a little bit of an advantage. We're gonna go back to the Hunter's Dream and take a quick trip over to the workshop bench and upgrade my weapon again. Just add that little extra damage. You never know, that could be all it takes. So I'm going to have 280 blood echoes to fix that. Now when you die in this game, just like any From Software game, you lose all of your experience points, or in the case of this game, blood echoes. So we'll use 1 to see how much it gives. Perfect. That's all I needed. Upgrade once. There we go. So now I'm doing 108. Now, in theory, the weapon does 108 damage. It doesn't actually do 108. It does whatever the multiplier is for your strength and dexterity added to the damage of the weapon. Let's head back to Central Yharnam. Again, at the start of that fight, and also when he transformed, we gained 1 point of insight, because we're learning something critical to our understanding of what's happening in the game around us. Number one, we found out that Gascoigne there is the father of the kid that we were trying to help find the mother of. And two, that he is a hunter who we visibly saw transform into a beast. So we know the beasts that we're fighting in this world were once human. We know that. We've seen it happen. It's an incredible gameplay mechanic, rather genius, that you gain a tangible item as a result of learning important story details within the game. Laying them out, boys. Sorry, guys. I got a date with a gentleman named Father Gascoigne. Now, an interesting thing, I don't know if they spell out explicitly in this game, or if it's just an observation that is maybe reading too much into it. They specifically call him Father Gascoigne. Now, father could just mean literally he is a parent, or it could also mean that he is, in fact, a member of the church. I don't know if enough detail is given to say specifically one way or the other. If he turned into a beast, one would make the inference possibly that he is a member of the healing church. That is why he turns into a big grotesque beast. Could simply, again, just be the fact that he has a child. I'm sorry, buddy. You don't deserve to keep getting gutted. You, on the other hand, do. You're the one that lit that ball on fire. This is your fault. You can upgrade the guns as well as the melee weapons in this game, but the effect is not quite as profound since you don't use the guns for damage. Primarily use them to stun enemies. But that kind of build is possible. There's nothing stopping you from doing it. And I really need to be careful. I don't want to die before I even get to the boss. Top off. Might have gotten some Bloodstone Shards. More Blood Vials. There you go. Good. And Bloodstone. I think they do that, the Bloodstone Shards from these guys here, and usually only here, because they want to give you every opportunity to succeed in this fight, and that includes upgrading your weapon, which we would only be able to do one more time before we would need a different kind of shard to do so. But you can't knock the game for giving you help at what this boss is, which is a blocker fight, to make sure you understand how the game works and to test your ability to combat enemies that are capable of what you are capable of, basically. Yeah, gotcha, bitch! Suck it! You wanna roll with a G? You better roll with that G! Look at this! 2 stuns! You wanna do it again? Come on, do it again. Ah, I missed. I'll get him. No, I missed! Uh-oh. Heal up. Come on, guy. Ah, I tried it right there and that didn't get... That didn't butter the biscuit. Got him. Now I'm gonna have to start hammering him. Music peaked, or the audio peaked a little bit there. Oh! Ah, crap. He pancaked me. It's getting tough. I'll be honest, the first time I played this boss, I think I probably had to fight him a dozen times before I beat him. Second, third times, not so many. I was more familiar with the mechanics, but, you know, doesn't mean the boss isn't difficult. The boss is very difficult. And I'm burning through my bullets trying to take him down. One at a time, boys. One at a time. Come here. You gave me coins! Which are basically useless. It's alright. Ah, I forgot to pull the lever on this. It's alright. We're getting there. If you're still watching up to this point, I salute you. We're gonna beat this boss and then we're gonna call it an episode. Send it back up just in case. Hopefully that's overkill. I'm gonna run to the middle of the bridge, turn around, run back. Come on, light it. What are you doing? Oh, you jerks. Uh-oh, now it's coming. I see it. We can always do that as well. I have not been using the Molotov cocktails, and that will work against Father Gascoigne. Beasts are weak to fire and serrated weapons. And you would say, well, pretty much everything on planet Earth is weak to fire and serrated edges. And that would be accurate, probably. I mean, the enemy we were fighting could have been a giant rock monster, and if you had a strong enough blade, a serrated edge or fire would probably also still hurt it. Jam it in his butt. Thank you. Jerk. All right. Let's get this done. Now listen here, Gascoigne. I don't know what's going on with you, but I need you to put your weapon down and go home to your daughter. Maybe don't try to kill her. That was a waste. Oh, come on, that was a hit. Oh, shoot. Come on, get in. Get after him. It's over. He's dead. Shake off the cape. Whew. Alright, third time was a charm. So we can get the blood echoes I dropped from before. Note again in the top right corner that we gained even more insight from defeating the boss. That's how it usually works. And there's one more thing we want to look at before we call it an episode. You can see the bodies that he was hacking to pieces and the streets covered in blood from all of them. There's one more bit of lore building we need to establish before we go any further, though. It involves going up to the very top of the steps here. Turn around. All the way to the end of this walking area here. You see more blood on the streets, including some splashed over a ledge. And on the top of this mausoleum, where there's more blood and another body, a female body, the red jeweled brooch that the little girl mentioned was the possession of her mother. So in theory, Gascoigne, in his slowly departing sanity, may have killed his wife, who had went out looking for him to try to save him. Sad end to the story of the Gascoigne family. I'm not sure if that's their actual name. Well, let's head up to our stopping point for this episode, which I don't think we have anything here we need to find. Nope, nothing there. Let's go through the chapel gates, which we open using the Uden tomb key. Uden. Try to say that. I believe it's pronounced Uden. Nothing important there. Let's go up the steps. Sorry, I think we just had a little technical hiccup, so I stopped for a second to make sure everything got caught back up. Looks like we're all right. A note on the desk here. Let's take a quick peek at it, see what it says. The Bergenworth spider hides all manner of rituals and keeps our lost master from us. A terrible shame. It makes my head shudder uncontrollably. The Bergenworth spider hides all manner of rituals, keeps our lost master from us. So there is a spider now in play that's protecting us from rituals that were being conducted. A place called Bergenworth, which we have not found yet. Open up the chest. What do we have inside? The Blood Gem Workshop Tool, which I thought we already had, but we'll take a quick peek at it and see what it has to say. Blood Gem Workshop Tool, a misplaced workshop tool from the hunter's dream. The hunter who retrieves this can fortify weapons by kneading blood gems into them. Blood gems add properties to weapons when used to fortify them, as blood defines an organism. Interesting. I think, okay, so I know what this was. Yeah. We don't actually have what I thought we did. That's fine. That'll allow us to put special gems into the weapons to change properties, like add elemental damage and whatnot. A lot of bloom in this building. Some strange statues. Tolling of that bell is important because it indicates that we are getting later in the evening now. There is a passage of time mechanic in this game, and that did just occur. So let's talk to this gentleman.
Oh, you must be a hunter. Very sorry. The incense must have masked your scent. Good. I've been waiting for one of your ilk. These hunts have everyone all locked up inside, waiting for it to end. It always does. Always has, you know, since forever. But it won't end nicely. Not this time. Even some folks hiding inside are going bad. The screams of women folk, the stench of blood, the snarls of beasts. None of them's too uncommon now. Yharnam's done for, tell ya. But if you spot anyone with their wits about them, tell them about this here Erden chapel. They'll be safe here. The incense wards off the beasts. Spread the word. Tell them to come on over, if you wouldn't mind. I know I shouldn't be asking you, but if you happen upon someone while hunting, tell them about this here Erden chapel, if they seem worth being told, that is. Oh, and I do sincerely hope they are.
Well, I think that'll be open to interpretation, bud. But I think we're going to call that an episode. That was a good long run through the first area of the game. But we made a ton of good progress, and we've built some serious storytelling elements in. We came to Yharnam ostensibly because we were sick of some kind of affliction, and we had heard that they had special treatments that could help with random ailments, which again, they don't tell you specifically what's wrong with your character, but it could be inferred that the class that you choose as your starting build for your character will lend itself to what your illness could possibly be. It could just be lifelong injuries from, being involved in battles, or a rough upbringing, or maybe you were perpetually sick as a child, stuff like that. We woke up from the initial treatment of blood to a weird beast-like creature that came out of a pool of blood spreading on the ground. And then these little messenger characters kind of grabbed our body and started fondling us. And we heard a voice that sounded an awful lot like the doll say that they found a hunter. Which again, we had to sign a contract, so maybe that's what made us become a quote-unquote hunter, even though we did not intend to join any kind of hunt. We woke up in Yharnam, gained some equipment, fought some characters, and found that these beasts that were wandering all over the streets were in fact once human beings. We found a cleric beast, which indicates that that one particular character was a member of the healing church that we're trying to get to, and it was a very big, snarling, massive beast that we had to kill. And then we tried to help a little girl find her parents, and unfortunately we found them, but one was already passed away, and the other one was in fact mad with whatever this beast scourge is, and it transformed him into a beast before we managed to put him down. So we found our way to possibly the last safe haven inside the town of Yharnam in Odin Chapel here, which is where we're at right now. And from here we're going to start branching out and not only trying to find the healing church so that we can gain the ability to heal ourselves of our affliction if we can find pale blood, but also we want to find any other healthy, normal people and try to bring them back to the chapel and try to keep them safe. So that's going to do it for this particular episode of Nub's Collection. Or I guess this would be Nub's Longplay in this case. Episode 1 of our Bloodborne lore-specific playthrough. Doing the best I can to tell the story, mainly from what we can see and learn from the objects in the game, and maybe offer a couple of random thoughts on what we're observing of my own. Mix in with some other stuff maybe I saw online, but I'll try to do as much as I can from what I can see as opposed to just using other people's thoughts. But I think that'll do it, and as always, I do appreciate everyone watching, and I will see you next time.